Let me see. Let me see. Oh, I saw an email. Oh, there he is. See.
All
Yep.
right.
See, my thing is going like this. I saw an email. There he is.
Oh,
There he is. So I can
see that echo.
Yep, so I'm gonna stop that. Stop that.
Okay, yep, we live on our end.
And let me come back and see you. Where you at? There he is.
You see me?
I see you.
See me?
Yeah, so peace y'all. I'm
Peace.
gonna look on my phone. I guess I just have to pick a channel because I'm still salty with one stream. They're not giving me all of the chats at once like Restream does.
Hmm.
I need them to quit playing with me.
Don't stop playing with you.
Just stop playing. So I'm just gonna look on my page, and I guess that's gonna be it. That's it. One comment. Let's see who is that. Oh, good morning. Hey, Miss P.
Good morning, Miss P.
Yeah, Wayne Gray. What up? All right, so you got the controls today, man. So I'm gonna
I,
just sit
I,
here.
I
I'm just
love it. I get it. I get an opportunity to.
No, it's not. Listen, I wish you would take the controls. That ain't no problem for me. I like
Yes. All right. So, no, to be honest with you, I like when you do it better because, again,
figure.
if I could just be honest, you know what I'm saying?
Can we just be honest?
Can we just be honest? You know what I'm saying? I got one move to make here and then we good to go. Shouts out to everybody who are joining us today, man. It's a pleasure, an honor, and a privilege to be able to do this kind of stuff, man. And more importantly, it's a pleasure and an honor and a privilege to be able to do it with my dude. And so,
T Relly, what up? I see you. I see you hit a like or something, even though you're not commenting, man. What up?
yeah, yeah,
That's my that's my guy, man. I need to get to San Fran. We need to blow it up in San Fran some kind of way, man.
some kind of way,
Yeah,
some kind of way.
that's the kernel right there. We're gonna
Yep.
begin the podcast in a moment, ladies and gentlemen. Quest is getting his situation sorted.
All right. So yeah, we good to go, D. We are definitely good to go. Um, So let me just make a little adjustment here and quiet on the set.
Peace, y'all. It's your man Dave with my brother Quest, the man bringing you all things marriage, paying you huge dividends on your investment in time with us. We're talking about love, sex, having children, money, spirituality, life, communication, and anything else to help you thrive and win in your relationships. And guess what? This is grown folks' business. So get ready to make grown-up decisions. You know why? Because marriage ain't for suckers. That's the name of the program. Marriage ain't for suckers. All right, let's get into it. Hey, yo, Quest, it's time to give the people something, man. What we talking about today?
Ooh, what up? What up? What up? You already know who it is. It's your boy Jay Quest. Welcome to another edition of the Married. Hear the marriage. I'm so psyched right now, D. Marriage Ain't for Suckers podcast, alongside my co-host, my man, my mellow, my man. Yeah, y'all give it up for L. David Harris. And MC. Yo, let me tell you something.
I don't have no bell, but class is still in session.
You know what I'm saying? I wish I had my bell right now. But you know what, though? Class is in session. Man,
Get 'em.
oh, man. I don't know about y'all, but it is Thursday, and I'm grateful for another day of life. I just want to take a moment and thank God for the breath in my lungs, the ability to get up and go to the gym. Your boy's been trying. If I can just get the diet together, you know what I'm saying? I still need work in my diet area. If I could get it together, D. You know what I'm saying? Because there's a couple of things that I like that don't like me back. And every time I see them, they're like, come get some. And I'm like, no. And then I take that glance and then boom. You know what I'm saying?
This is what you need to take, man. Take this.
Yeah. Oh, come on, come on. Matter of fact, I'll take a sip.
Playing. Just get some water, man. You could get some water. When your belly is asking you for the wretched, oh, I shouldn't have said wretched because now
Oh,
y'all,
it's wretched.
y'all gonna say I'm throwing shade on those donuts with the thing in the window that says
Oh,
hot. Apparently, these dudes have come to Jamaica. But do you think I care?
hold on,
No,
hold on.
because I'm not going in there.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Pause for a moment. Did you just tell me that Krispy Kreme is in Jamaica?
That's what I just told you. And my wife, who I will not put on screen, is laying down in the chaise lounger over there going like this, like, yes.
Do you know what happens when that red light comes on? It's pandemonium.
I've heard about it, but I'm not trying to find out, bro.
I'm gonna tell you this though. I'm kind of upset that it is there, and not because I'm hating, but because I know what we produce in terms of food and how healthy it is for the body, the ground provisions, and you understand what I'm saying? Like, and all of a sudden, Burger King and like for real, the Western ways of eating now, do it, it shouldn't be in yard. Of all the places you can get it, it shouldn't be there.
Yo,
You know
the
what I'm
most
saying?
the most successful fast rubbish food I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah,
I thought Mickey D's was the thing when we were growing up, bro, where you
yeah,
could put Mickey D's within 100 yards of each other and ram the place.
yeah.
No, there was always a slow time and a fast time. Bro, KFC in Jamaica, there's
Man.
never a slow time in none of the what do you call it,
I
stores.
will say this though, the chicken there is different than the chicken here at KFC. KFC season different in Jamaica than it is here, and it's yo, I
Doesn't
ain't
have
gonna
no
lie,
size chicken.
it's good, it's good,
Doesn't have
it's,
no size chicken. Rona.
it's good, it's good, it's good.
I don't even mess with it, but I see the line and I'm
It different, B. It
special.
different. It's different. It's different. Yeah, shouts out to all you fast food folk who just tearing folk lives up. You know what I'm saying? I'm one of them. You just tearing my life up.
Feel it, bro. Don't diss yourself, man.
Yeah,
Go
it's true.
get
It's
mine.
true. Yep. Here's the funny thing. I feel so much better when I'm eating salads and fruit. And of course, it's not the popular thing to eat. Nobody, you know what I'm saying? I'm a consistency dude. Like it has to have a certain taste and feel when I'm chewing on it. Bread is one of them things that, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to ease myself up off of it like once in a while.
All of that if you got the right ones. That's what
Yeah. That's it. Just get the
like
right
in an
ones.
hour. I'm about to eat some real food, man. Like I'm not playing with y'all,
Yeah, man. For real, for real.
but it's not gonna hurt me, man. Let's
For
go.
real. So yeah, man, a couple of things happening this week I'm thankful for, man. Shouts out to South Atlantic Conference for bringing me and Faith through to do the Married Lovers Retreat. They adopted the pillars of my company as their theme for this year, which is love, lifestyle, and legacy. Yeah, man, it's on all their stuff. I wish I had the magazine with me. I left it downstairs. I would show it to you, man. But
Man.
they did an awesome job, man, and they showed so much love. D. We brought books and we sold out the books, bro. So, man, to God be the glory. Shouts out to Melvin Preston, who has been an awesome family life leader for the conference for, like, for real, D. I don't know. It's been maybe close to 20 years or a little bit over 20 years. He's been doing a phenomenal job. And he has handed it over to a gentleman whose last name, Haitian gentleman, but he went to NCU. His name is Gracia,
Okay.
I
One.
believe. So he's the new family life director. So shouts out to him and his wife, man, a younger cat, and I know he's gonna do a phenomenal job. So they're talking about wanting to bring me back for next year. So we'll see what happens, man. But other than that, it's been a joyous experience this past week. The feedback has been lovely, and I love what marriages have decided and are continuing to decide to do about taking their relationships to the next level, man. Unbelievable.
Let's go. You know what's so sweet, man? We talked
Yeah.
about just a few minutes ago,
Mhm.
you and I, that we got a fully developed program, a coaching program that we're gonna get back to y'all about. 12 weeks, 12 weeks. We're not playing with it, and community is involved because what is a program without community?
Come on.
People win in communities. Program keeps you structured, keeps you on pace, but the transformation happens in community. So we're coming so you can know how to turn up and get that marriage situation into the phenomenal space.
I love it. I love it. Talk to me on the aisle, man. I see you in a different part of the house. Usually we see you in the studio, and
Yeah.
today you in the wing back chilling.
Oh
Ladies
yeah.
and gentlemen, for those who don't know, David is on the beautiful island of Jamrock. Yes, it
Yeah.
is.
Yes.
Um,
Yes.
you
Say
know,
amen. Mrs. P, say amen.
yeah,
Say
sweet.
you need home. Huh?
You know what I'm
Wayne.
saying? The land of Julie Mango, of Bon and Cheese, of Bulla.
Yeah, I would show you the jewel.
Auntie.
I would show you the trees right now, but you might get upset, so I'm not
No,
gonna do it.
please don't show it because I don't want nobody jump off the roof because they can't experience what you're looking at.
Julie right now is budding and blossoming, and
Come
I got
on.
coming, bro. And
Come
that's
on.
not to mention all the rest of them around. So let's keep it simple today.
Oh man.
Keep,
Shouts out to the shouts out to JA, man.
yeah,
And yeah, so D's in a different part of the house right now. And yeah, man, from what I understand, you're doing some work to upstairs. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. Well, the living situation is transforming after a long, long, long time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a simple dude, but it's a blessing to have a roof and a nice roof at the same
And
time.
it's a nice roof. You know what I'm saying? It's a nice roof. He said it's a blessing to have a roof and a nice roof.
When I lived in New York, I lived in, I don't even know if you knew this, Mrs. P. Like, I lived in government housing, and
Yeah.
we had squirrels living in the ceiling above my head, man. Scratch,
Oh,
scratch, scratch, scratch,
geez.
scratch. And when they would die, it was just a mess, bro. No insulation, burning up in the summer and freezing in the winter.
Winter. Oh
So
man.
I've been under roofs and I've been under nice roofs. This happened to be a nice roof.
Yeah, and I love it, man. I love it. I love it. So yeah, man. Shouts out to D. As I already know what you're gonna say, life is life.
It's life, man.
You know
And
what
I
I'm saying?
feeling like, yo, the dude comes on with his marriage ain't for suckers hat. And I was like, oh, it's like that? And you got the embroidered joint now. Now,
Yeah, I had to get the embroidery joint. You know what I'm saying? I had to rep. If I'm gonna rep for maths, I gotta rep properly. You feel me?
okay. Well, I went downstairs and got this one since I could,
Yeah.
you represent the new school, even though we grew up together. I still
Yeah.
full eye all the way, man. You don't need to see my eyes for what?
Keep the low bill. I love it. I love it. Let's jump off into this thing, D. So, yeah, man. We've been talking. One of the things that I've been talking about, D, is hitting the spot. Pause. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I've been on the topic of hitting the spot, and I think today we want to speak under the topic transform to transform. You feel me? But really and truly, if you'll see how they're connected in a minute, right? So I had a chiropractic appointment early in the week, D, and when I went to the chiropractor, I had been putting off this pain that I've been feeling in my insertion point. Your boy been going back to the gym, and of course we're getting older now, so we can't just hit weights no more. We got to stretch, we got to warm up. You know what I'm saying? The muscles get tight very frequently. And so stretching has to become a normal part of life. Taking vitamins and all the healthy supplements become a natural part of life. Why? So we can continue to maintain and allow this thing to go the distance. And so there was this pain point that I was having in the insertion of between my shoulder and my pec. And when I would sleep and wake up in the morning, when I would move my arm a particular way, I would just feel the pain be. And so she was, oh man. And as a matter of fact, every time she would stretch the arm out and rotate it and like use the Theragun in that circle, sometimes just touching it was just like, I hate this, right? There was a technique I'm sure some of you are familiar with if you've ever been to a chiropractor called scraping, where they use something. It's like
I don't like how that
I
sounds.
don't even like how it sounded. And I was just like, she was explaining it to me. She was like, I will admit to you, though, it's quite uncomfortable. Yeah, uncomfortable is an understatement.
Scraping.
You
Of
know
course,
what I'm saying? So she basically what it is they put the tool over your.
like, what does it look like, Quest?
It looks
The
like a butter knife. It looks like an enlarged butter knife, but it don't have the perforated edge on it. It's just flat like a butter knife. It has a handle on it. It's silver, and they put it on your, and they back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And they know, because they know what they're looking for, what the feeling that they're looking for when the muscle has released or has loosened up. So they're back and forth, and they don't stop until they get the feeling that they're looking for. Until you say ouch, they ease up for a minute, and then they go right back into it again. So I'm sitting there and I'm gritting my teeth and I'm bearing the pain of this thing. She released. I was like, okay, ow. She took it off for maybe 5 seconds, 6 seconds, and put it right back on again and back in the muscle again. So it's almost like she never stopped, just to give me a moment of relief. So as she's doing it and hitting this pain point, mind I tell you, I put this thing off for about 2-3 weeks. I was like, yeah, just go ahead and work me out like you normally do, and we'll put that off. I'll see how it feels.
Scraping, lady.
So she finally does it, D. I finally give in to letting her touch the pain point. When she stops, I still feel the irritation of the scraping, right? But it subsides after about 15 seconds, maybe 10, 15 seconds. And then she starts rotating the arm. And I remember I would move it a particular way. It would only give me a motion, a range of motion to where I would feel the pain. And then I just have to ease up off of it. She was going past the point where I used to feel the pain in the insertion point of the shoulder, back, forth, up, down, rotating it round and round in circles. Guess what? Full range of motion. The pain that I was feeling before an insertion point, I'm not feeling it anymore. Right? And so I'm saying, D, that in marriage, you have a number of pain points that all of us are experiencing. But because you don't like pain and you don't like discomfort and you like comfort zone, you don't touch the pain points. But here is the caveat to that. You're still experiencing the same stuff you experienced time and time again in any particular area that you're having difficulty and challenge, especially the areas that are very uncomfortable for you to discuss, are uncomfortable for you to address. And you keep experiencing that. And it's almost like you give reverence to that thing more than you give reverence to your marriage.
So people would prefer, I have a big word in my head, catastrophe.
Ooh.
You prefer catastrophe, catastrophic failure, and I'm going to come back to that in a second, to pain. Hear why I'm saying this. When I was working out 3 years ago, I was hitting the bench press heavy,
Yeah.
but I was doing it like a young boy. Well, this body, even though it was strong enough to handle the weight, all of this stuff connecting the
Yes.
muscle to, right, the muscle was good, but all the rest of the stuff felt like it was coming apart.
Yeah.
And so I guess my form was a little bit off.
Yeah.
So I wasn't using the pecs enough, and I started catering and compensating with the shoulder. So imagine now you're under 200 and however many pounds, 315 pounds,
Yep.
right? And now remember the pain that you discussed with your same shoulder, because
Yes.
you talked about the connection between the shoulder and the pecs.
Yes.
Imagine now you get past 90 degrees and you go up and then lick the pain in your left hand.
Yep.
What's going to happen to that weight with the 2 and 3 plates on the left side,
Oh,
Quest?
come on. It's going to till over.
It's gonna come down on you,
Yep.
because remember, this is the weak side.
Fine.
You
Yep.
go up 90 degrees, boom. You go up some more, boom, pain point.
Yep.
Because you never addressed.
Come on. Come on, D.
Now all of that weight, the 45, the half of the 45 of the bar comes down with the 2 or 3 plates on the left side, and what can happen catastrophically if
Catastrophic.
we deal with the pain point? It's painful, yes, but man, if we get through it, then you don't have to worry about dropping that rack on your face or your neck in marriage.
It's so amazing that you say that, because when I would go to work out like this, when you on the bench this way, right?
Yeah.
And this where you do shoulder presses, where you bring them up above your head.
That
I was
military.
on the bench, I would feel right there in the shoulder where I would get it. I would
That's
do
right.
a shoulder press and I would get to right about here and feel it. And I got to come back down off of it. Why? Because I was afraid that I was going to pop something. And a lot of times when people who are not listening to their bodies do exactly that, you tear the muscle up, you pop ligaments and tendons. And here's the funny thing now you got to sit in recovery and wait until it properly heals in order to go back. And when you go back, you got to ease your way now back into
And,
weightlifting, all because you didn't touch the pain point. You
and
didn't
pause.
address it.
And pause. You went in with bursitis.
Oh,
You went
yeah.
with a nerve that was popping over the bone weird. So you had to get that thing realigned. But now, because the pain, you ran away from it, you decided to continue to move as if it were not there. And now you've got 3, 4, 5 more injuries in your marriage that you did not have in the first place because you said, I don't like pain. Who does? But you decided to act as if was not there and continue to injure the marriage, injure your spouse, injure your love, injure the community.
So D, I want to change the mindset then, right? Let's just agree that anything worth having, and a lot of you know it, anything worth having, you're not going to get without, shouts out to Rochelle T. Parks.
Oh, yeah. I like her, man. I
I
watch him.
like her, man. That's my sis. I love her.
Yes.
She said, D, I remember when I first started deciding that I was going to go back and started working out, there had been a long period where it was easy to work out. And then, as you get older, it ain't the same unless it's something that you've been consistently doing. I know a couple of dudes that's my age right now, part of my, the crew on the state side, one or two dudes in particular, they've been working out since they were little.
Yeah, Fit Bully, all these boys, they still rocking, man.
And I'm just talking about these dudes is fit on another level, right? So it's too late for them to even experience the kind of stuff I experience, right? But when I started calling Rochelle and I was like, Rochelle, belly aching about the working out, she said, Quest, if you want these goals, she said, first of all, what do you want in terms of a goal? If you want these things, you will not get them without passing through the tunnel of pain. Transformative in terms of the way that I think, D, because anything worth having and keeping, you are going to go through something to get it. So some of you want phenomenal marriages. Some of you want phenomenal relationships. Some of you want a phenomenal home. You want a phenomenal car, like to attain those things that equate to what you may deem successful, right? Ain't nobody, God ain't fitting to drop that in your lap.
Can I
There's-
can I,
Yeah,
can I
come
just pause
on.
right there?
Come on.
So what I did because of life circumstance,
Mm-hmm.
I had to pause my exercise. The same period of time that we paused Marriage Ain't for Suckers.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was destroying my body, not to myself. It was a work situation that was destroying my body and my mind in terms of because of the time and my body was breaking down. So to try to exercise the way we do over that would have had the opposite effect.
Mm-hmm.
Not enough rest, not enough of anything that makes this work, and I would have hurt myself. So pause. So now I come back into it because I'm healthy and strong
Mm-hmm.
in every way now, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I go back to the exercise regimen, the way that we do it. I
Yeah.
get down in there, bro.
Mm-hmm.
So what I decided to do was invest in the pain. I invested in the pain for the first 6 or 7 weeks in this way. I decided that I was going to touch every body part and get them all sore at the same time. I'm not saying you should do this. I'm just saying what I did. Because I know that I'm about to get that muscle memory back in Flex. I know that I'm about to start the building phase again. So rather than me belly aching about all my calves are sore, all my quads are sore, all my biceps, my triceps, my pecs, and all of these other things are sore. I decided that I was going full body so that they can all get the beating at the same time because I know that muscle memory is coming. I know that growth phase is coming. And then I don't have to worry about that kind of pain again. I'm just saying.
It's funny, isn't it, when you work out on a regular basis? I remember when I first started, or when I worked a muscle group that I had not worked before, there was this soreness that after the first day after, that second day after working that muscle group, that soreness was next level. But to your point, when I kept going back in every other day to work back that muscle group, I don't experience soreness no more, even when I increase in the weight, because the body is like, okay, what we doing next, right? And so sometimes in marriage, some of us are not experiencing what you should experience, what you deserve to experience. Let me say that again. If you're in a relationship, you deserve to experience it. The thing about it is you deserve what you're willing to work through. You deserve what you've worked for. You don't deserve what you didn't work for.
So it sounds like we're sadomasochists to some people right now. We are not. We are not. What I'm saying is, and I'm changing my mic because I'm hearing,
Especially when you say invest in the pain. I'm talking about, I had to write it down, invest in the pain.
it's an investment. Because real talk, let me say it. I'm gonna use another scenario. Some of y'all don't know, but I'm like ridiculous with my hands and feet. Like, I don't do sports when it comes to physical altercations.
Yep.
So I don't look for trouble. I'm not into trouble.
But
I
if
don't
you pitch the tent, we're gonna bring the circus.
just let me go. Like, leave me alone.
Yeah.
And I'm saying this for a reason. Despite what I just said, I have never been a fan of pain.
Yeah.
Which is why I equipped myself in a certain way over the years to experience as little as possible. Yeah. Floyd Mayweather, the boxer in sports, he did the same thing. He didn't see what Muhammad Ali, the great Muhammad Ali, did in terms of taking as much punishment to demoralize his opponents as a positive thing. He said, no, I want to avoid as much damage as possible. But he never ran. Floyd Mayweather did not run from work. He did not avoid work.
Yep.
So I'm not saying that we should be looking for pain, hunting pain down as though it's some badge of honor. No, we should do what we can to take as little damage as possible. But if and when the pain comes, we have to embrace it. Because if we don't, we'll run from it and experience catastrophic failure because we will not deal. When you have pain, it's a symptom of something very wrong in your body. You have a headache and you didn't run it into a wall or bump it somewhere. You're just sitting there and you got a headache. That's because something is terribly wrong in your body. You don't just get headaches. Your knee doesn't just start hurting. If there's no trauma, then that means that there is a systemic problem that needs to be addressed. So when the pain does come, you have to embrace it with both arms, even when you're crying about it, even when you're getting therapy about it. Embrace it with both arms because now your marital body is saying something's not right here. Yeah. We need to get this sorted out.
So it's an indicator.
Yes.
And a lot of the times, because what I realize is that marriage is not only an institution of service, it is also an institution of growth. So I think somebody said it one time that getting older is mandatory, or you don't have a choice in that. But you do have a choice in maturity. I think what causes a lot of marriages to move is because one spouse is affixed to growth and what is necessary for growth, and another spouse might be like, I don't like the pain that comes along with it. And so I'm saying to those situations, D, that like for real, those are the moments where you reverence not wanting pain more than you want, the growth of your marriage, right? So in other words, if it's requiring growth from you and you feel a pain point, that means that it's requiring something for you for growth in terms of who you are that you are not currently or you are not yet. Am I saying that right? I just want to make sure that that's making sense. It's
That's exactly
requiring
right.
a part of you that you currently are not. And in order to transcend to the next level or next plateau or whatever you want to call that next level of growth, that pain point is requiring from you an area of growth that is not going to happen overnight. I find it real funny. When I went to the chiropractor and she worked it, like she let me know, like, you might have to do this another couple of weeks again and
That's right.
another couple of weeks again so that we can condition the muscle to stay in that place. Because if you don't, you do it for the main time, you go back and do your normal thing, and then it goes right back to where it was before. But we want to condition the muscle through this pain to not do this, what it's doing right now. And it's the same thing in marriage. You think that if you face the pain one time, but I guarantee you, until you, we said it, until you become transformed, the marriage will not become transformed. And in order to transform, it's not a process that's going to happen overnight. It is a consistent thing that happens over and over again, which made it so deep, D, that you would say embrace. It's something that has to be embraced. Embrace the pain. Make it a normal part of what you do and who you are. Because when you focus on where you're going and not what you have to go through in order to get there, E says it best. When you want to breathe as bad as you want to succeed, like for real. Or when you want to succeed as bad as you want to breathe, that's when you'll become successful.
Our brother says another thing now that hasn't gone viral as yet, but he
Yeah.
also says, don't let a good crisis go to waste.
My. Yes, indeed.
So when I'm going to take some of the testosterone out of the discussion about growth and the physical thing in the gym.
Yeah.
And I'm going to go to heart training.
Yeah.
I'm calling it heart training. Some people call it cardio, but I'm so technical I won't accept that because there's the cardio zone, there's the fat burning zone.
Yeah.
So getting your heart rate up, aerobic activity, continuous movement, and getting your heart to a point, your heart rate to a point where it either is in the fat burning zone or higher, the cardio zone. So when I first started going back to the gym, my brain, even though I knew that my body wasn't back right yet, I thought a little bit more about my heart than I should have. And I'm there and I'm like, yo, I am completely out of gas here.
Yeah.
Go to the bag and I'm hitting the heavy bag for 4 minutes, 5 minutes, and I'm dead. Now I know why people used to look at me when I'm hitting it for 40 minutes straight with no tiredness. They couldn't. Now I understand. So I had to do what? Work my way back up through the pain. 5, 6 minutes, no pride here. I'm going to stop hitting this thing and I'm going to walk away from it and get my heart rate back down to where I won't pass out in here and get it back down to 125 beats because I'm going to 160. And I'm like, why am I hitting 160 with something as simple that I thought it was simple because of my past activity,
Absolutely.
past experience? Well, your past experience is not something we use as a fantasy to say 6 weeks ago we were good in our marriage on this point. Well, you're in pain right now.
Yeah.
You're breathing heavy with your mouth open right now. Don't act like it is what it isn't. Take a breather. Take a pause. See why you can't do this exercise as efficiently and effectively as you used to. Because if you don't choose to do that and be honest with yourself, your marital heart rate is going to go too high and you're going to drop out.
Yep.
And they're going to have to pick you up and take you to the hospital from a marital perspective.
Yeah.
So recognize where you are. Be honest with it. I know you want to do the exercise with your mouth closed. I know you want to do it without the lactic acid burn. You'll
Oh,
get to it. But be honest about the situation and you'll get there.
I think that's what it is too. I think we're afraid to look a particular way in public, and so we put up this facade. But what I've come to find out,
Yeah.
you know what was amazing to me when I was at the conference this week? We have all of these guys
Yeah.
who are who hold position. I think one of the things that they loved so much was the transparency.
You don't have a, because I come from that. Pardon me for interrupting you, but
Yeah,
I come from that. Like I would have been one of those leaders up until a year ago.
yeah,
And so usually we have a reputation to protect.
yeah,
I'm a departmental leader. I'm a pastor. She's
yeah,
a shepherdess or marital spouse or whatever. I'm the head of whatever department somewhere else. And
yeah,
it's like, yeah, I get it, principal. I get it, healthcare facility director. I get it.
yeah.
But Quest don't have no heirs to hold. Quest is coming in from the outside. Keep the faith is coming in from the outside and can just be as honest as possible, man, so we can win.
But I think it's in those moments that we get to, and that's what transformation is all about. It's like for real, releasing the idea that I gotta people please, or releasing the idea that I gotta have people like me in order for me to maximize. You know what I'm saying? What I'm trying to do. And it's so far from the truth. Keep God in everything that you do and let him be the maximizer as to what you do in terms of work. And it was funny because all these guys that I hold with high regard
And
are the
still,
dudes who will never come to the, some of them were saying, oh, we just, I'll give you an example. Shouts out to my previous pastor, Pastor Preston. Love him. He had a, transparent moment where he was just like, I'll be honest with you. One of the reasons why I never came to the conference, because I just don't want to hear men getting beat up in the conference. But he
Mhm.
said, I'll admit I learned some stuff here that I did not learn before. And I had some conversations with a number of other pastors who were there from all over the conference. And he was just like, it was so refreshing to hear you be and talk in a way that we don't as pastors normally. Yeah, because you believe that it's a thing to become a public success, but a private failure. In other words, you're so focused on the way that people view you that you think that you'll lose the authority that you have by being transparent and saying what you do is you cause people to feel like they can't attain that when you're not. So the very thing that you're doing in terms of ministry, you're actually moving counterproductively to it because you refuse to let people know that I'm going through the same changes that you are. The only difference is that I know who to go to when I'm going through the changes that I'm going through.
See, the sweet thing is that I've lived in that zone.
Crazy.
And one of the things that some people wondered was why there was so much positive influence with the guy that came from out of nowhere,
Man.
who did not train to do this ministry, who did not. And it's our humanity. Every church I go to, every position I've ever undeservingly held in the structure of this great church, the win has always been being human.
Yeah.
It's always been humanity. Jesus became human so that we could be saved. And so the preacher, the pastor, the departmental leader, the person of influence, and then the rest of us'ins, the win always is embracing the reality of our humanity, never using it as an excuse,
Yeah.
but recognizing that we all bleed the same. Our hearts beat the same. Therefore, we all have the same needs.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So real quick, D, before we get out of here, I want you to just tell the people what are some of the things you want to leave with them in terms of, what I'm saying, adopting this idea of transformation the things that come along with it in order. Because let's be honest, all of us want our marriages to be transformed.
Yeah.
You want it to form Voltron and be able to slay stuff that comes to you. You want to be able to slay your finances. You want to be able to slay in your physical. You want to be able to slay in your mental and your spiritual. You want to be able to slay, as the ladies say, when the two of you come together to form your unit. You want to slay in parenting, all of these different things. Leave some stuff with the people that'll allow them to embrace transformation so that they can transform all of those areas. Because the truth is, the marriage is only as strong as its least developed individual. So, yeah.
So there are so many ways to look at this. I'll just give you a list of 7 things. I won't elucidate because we don't have the time. But at some point, we'll break it down, man. But personal growth, number 1. Personal growth, because if you are on an airplane, and in the unlikely event that this cabin should lose pressure,
Yes, sir.
and that oxygen mask comes out of the, whatever they call it, bulkhead or whatever, you don't choose to take that oxygen first, then you are of no value to anybody else on the plane. So personal growth is essential. It's not selfish. Take the oxygen.
Yep.
Number 2, communication. I don't think I need to say a lot about that. I said we don't have the time.
Well,
But
let
that
me
is
just insert this one piece in there, D. When you're communicating, communicate to understand and not be understood. You know how you feel already. You need to understand how your mate feels. It's amazing, and it's sometimes surprising that people can speak English and still be speaking 2 different languages.
So to communicate is a verb. And unless we're doing what Quest said, we're not communicating, because the message has to be received or else it is not communication.
Come on.
Humility. Humility. Don't think of yourself. Don't think of myself higher than I ought.
Oh, come on.
And by the way, let me just do a little Bible thing for you. The term humility comes from a word that means ground.
Yeah.
Humus,
Yeah.
to be walked on. Can I just say that? We don't have the time. Patience.
Yep. It's a virtue, huh?
Forgiveness is a virtue. Forgiveness.
Yep.
Sometimes we have to forgive ourselves. Sometimes we have to forgive those people we've been blaming who may have actually been as abusive to us in our childhood or some other time in our lives. But we have to find forgiveness and be forgiving.
You have to.
Forgive ourselves so we can be whole in our marriages.
I've realized that forgiveness gives you the opportunity to make adjustments and be better.
Yes.
And if God has forgiven you, who are you to not forgive yourself?
Oh my.
I'm just, yeah.
2 more.
Yep.
Empathy. That's a big word.
Big word.
We breathe with, we feel with, we experience everything with our spouse. Positive, not as positive. Pain and pleasure. To be empathetic is to be in the experience full bore with our spouses
Full bore.
at all times. I know it's a tall order, but so is everything else. Marriage is a tall order. That's why we got these hats on.
It's funny. Your job is a tall order.
That's right.
Let's just keep it 100. Your job, the way that you make your money is a tall order. You go to bed every night to get up at 6, 5, 6, 7, some of you 8 o'clock to go in and clock into this particular job for 8 hours. You take vacation when they want you to, and if they don't want you to, like for real, there can be some, it's all of this different stuff. It's a tall order, but you won't take, and here's the funny thing, you accept the tall order when it comes to your work, but your marriage, which is more important than anything that you will do vocationally, you don't take that same order for. Yeah, I'm done, D.
Yeah, so I'm about to street ball them for this last one. I'm gonna go through the leg, but I'm not going the normal way. I'm gonna go around the front of my knee and push it through my leg, and then I'm gonna do a couple things, and I'm gonna lob you a pass on this one. Your goal is to dunk it.
Yeah, no doubt.
Shared goals.
Oh, come on.
Shared goals.
Yo, D, 2 people cannot move in the same direction lest they touch and agree. If you are in Marriage is a corporate vision, which means you cannot do it on your own. And you must have shared goals in order for this relationship to be successful. Come on, D.
I'm seeing something over your left arm, and if you move one side, you'll be able to show us some principles. Love, lifestyle, legacy. We got to share that, or else.
I'm just telling you, man. And so it's been a joy, man, to tell everybody this stuff today, man. Shaky to good, good to great. Ultimately, what we want is phenomenal marriages, but that don't happen. It takes work. Let's do it. Work.
There you have it, y'all.
Stay
I hope
focused.
you've enjoyed your time with us. Marriage is about mutual love and mutual respect, and it works for those willing to make it work. Real talk, our spouses are treasured jewels given to us to make life better. And the sooner we learn to value one another will be the sooner we become the absolute best versions of ourselves we can be. Until next time, peace.